Welcome to a new behind the scenes episode. If you're a pilot, I got a question for you. Do you still remember your first solo? Most of us will, and it's a big and important step during flight training. I still can remember my exact thoughts when I was sitting in the cockpit with no instructor to help me. The moment I advanced the throttle, I thought, what the hell am I doing here? But as soon as I was airborne, the routine kicked in and the training paid off. Now, as nervous as you are as a student, it's something different from the instructor's point of view. Sending someone on their first solo flight. The student has to be cross-checked by another instructor, of course. But then, if both instructors agree, the student is cleared for the first solo flight. And in this particular case, it was the first time for me as an instructor to send someone on their very first solo flight.
Ansonsten wünsche ich dir. Super. Ich danke dir. Ich bin oben. Bis dann.
My student, Johannes, is a very talented young teenager, just 16 years old. But no matter the age, the responsibility is still the same. And I can tell you that I was nervous too, maybe even more nervous than the student.
D-EFNX Foxtrot 9 X-Ray, Cessna 152, eine Person, VFR für Platzrunden, erbitte Startinformation.
Zur Piste 07, Platzkunde 1007.
Zur Piste 07 und Platzkunde 1007, D-EFNX Foxtrot 9 X-Ray.
Here you can see him taxiing to the runway, and I was on the tower of the airfield, watching and listening, and also of course filming.
D-EFNX Foxtrot 9 X-Ray, Rollhalt, Piste 07, Rolllauf gestartet.
X-Ray, Wind 120 Grad, 6 Knoten.
And off he was for his first solo pattern. The traffic pattern itself, lasting around 5 minutes, is quite unspectacular. But the first landing is the most suspenseful part of the solo pattern. If the first landing is good, you know that everything is alright and the student will handle fine. Well, he will handle fine nevertheless, otherwise he wouldn't have sent him on a solo flight. But still, it's an exciting moment. It's like a soccer match. Watching your favorite team, cheering for them when they are close to the goal, but in the end you cannot influence their play. Down and safe. That was actually a nice landing. And as instructed, the student performed the touch and go and went for an additional of 2 traffic patterns, which were also performed in a good manner. After that, it was time to call it a day, as sunset was only 20 minutes away and 3 patterns are the maximum allowed for the first solo, according to the training manual of our flight school. One word regarding the filming of the solo. Normally I'm against filming the first solo flight with an onboard camera, as this might distract the student, for example, if they want to check if the camera is still recording or it falls down, etc. This is a distraction you don't need on a high workload situation. In this case I made a one-time exception, since the student so far performed in a very professional manner, and after briefing the situation with the student in detail. I told him not to check for the camera, I would see it when watching the video later, and completely concentrate on the flying, which he did. Learning to fly is actually a part of a school project for Johannes, hence he wanted to document his first solo. Again, congratulations from me, Johannes. Well done. You can check out other solo students and other events from our flight school on our flight school's Facebook page, which is linked in the description of this video. Our flight school congratulates every student upon completion of their first solo and upon completion of their training. So the page is in German only, but if you speak German, go check it out. If you like this video, there are more to come and there are already a lot available on this channel. Check them out and also check out my other channel, where I concentrate on more artistic impressions of flying. See you next time!